Hi everybody. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about what exactly do orgasms feel like. So this video is for you if you have been struggling to tell if you've had an orgasm. Isn't it supposed to feel like this huge firework going off inside your body? Instead, do you feel a lot of pressure, pleasure, and tension? But never that big screaming release like you see on the films and in videos. The general assumption is that anyone who has experienced orgasms is likely to understand how they feel. But to be honest though, not everyone experiences it. There are lots of articles out there that say you should always be able to tell if you have had an orgasm. But this is not necessarily true. This is because every person's experience of an orgasm is different, and it's even felt differently from situation to situation. For example, from solo sex to partnered sex, the orgasm will feel different. It's hard to describe exactly what an orgasm feels like, and it's not something that is easily defined because no two are alike. There may be a bit of exaggeration, but the point is that orgasms are as varied as people are, and this can be as fascinating and perplexing. Everything starts with biology, and it all starts with how our bodies react to sexual stimuli. Thanks to the sex experts, Masters and Johnson, who created the sexual response model, it was formerly believed that it occurred in 4 stages: excitement, plateau, climax, and resolution. Thankfully, now we know that this is not how the body responds, but this is still the general experience portrayed in porn. Orgasms are still the release of sexual tension that occurs at the height of sexual arousal, and this has largely stayed constant despite the models updating to become more non-linear and to include desire as a stage of sexual response. Orgasms, which frequently accompany sexual response, are part of a complicated system. The sexual preferences of different people vary greatly. So look no further if you are curious about what precisely occurs when we have an orgasm. In fact, I think that we would all benefit from learning a little bit more about the science of orgasms. So, what takes place during an orgasm? We need to comprehend the basis of orgasms, which is arousal. Erectile tissue can be found in both penises and vaginas. The female clitoris contains the unique capillaries which can be located and found in erectile tissue. So blood flows freely in and out when you're not aroused, but it only flows in when you are aroused. Male and female erections are the result of erectile tissue becoming engorged, which happens when erectile tissue fills with blood. This creates a hard-on for both the male penis and the internal part of the female clitoris. The tension brought on by all this blood was previously highlighted is an orgasm. An orgasm occurs when the tension is released. Orgasms are frequently accompanied by repetitive pelvic floor and vaginal contractions in those with vaginas, as well as sensitive clitoris stimulation. We need to stop seeing orgasms as the same biological and sexual function for everyone and start letting people experience what they experience without trying to create a one-size-fits-all view. And this is crucial for our society's overall sexual health. Orgasms for penis also adhere to these guidelines. A sensitive penis and rhythmic pelvic floor contractions make up an orgasm. But for those with penises, ejaculation and orgasm are considerably more likely to happen simultaneously. but not always. For males, you can orgasm without ejaculation. Along with a surge of feel-good reward hormones from the brain, orgasms can also increase your breathing, heart rate, and cause sweat. Orgasms vary in intensity and feeling. So, the notion that orgasms are explosions is a result of poor sex education and porn sex imagery. Yes, there are some orgasms that are truly mind blowing, but they span such a wide spectrum. When it comes to orgasms, pleasure isn't always a given. Orgasmic contractions can be tiny, large, medium, prominent, hardly noticeable, more maybe feel like a squeeze and a sneeze and release. There's a lot going on here, and that is because every human being is unique and experiences things in their own unique way. So, how we want to feel an orgasm has a lot to do with how intense it is. It greatly depends on the situation, your relationship with your partner and with yourself, your level of relaxation, your sex related messages, the type of stimulation that you are currently receiving. Lots of things are happening all at once that result in the intensity of your orgasms. And you are entirely normal whether you experience a tiny orgasm or orgasms that might melt your face off. Orgasms can be a lot of fun, but ultimately they are an outward sign of sexual stimulation on a physiological and psychological level. Orgasms are always completely natural, healthy, and good, and there is no such thing as a better orgasm. Actually, it is absolutely subjective to the person having that orgasm. So, I also want to just talk about not thinking about them being the key route to getting more orgasms. So, people can start to rethink their relationship towards understanding of pleasure by removing the focus of penetration and orgasms and instead putting more of an emphasis on feeling and touch. It then enables people to break out from social expectations and begin creating their own ideas for desire to emerge with attentive action and willingness to be adaptable. Orgasms can occur in any situations where they are not the main focus. Anxiety and a laser like focus to climax actually prevents orgasms. You are trying too hard. Orgasms are not given to you. Each person is in charge of their own orgasm and pleasure. This means that it really is your responsibility to enjoy yourself, speak up for your needs and wants, and understand how your body functions. Expecting your partner to read your mind will result in far fewer orgasms and much higher levels of dissatisfaction. Last but not least, sexual desire and anticipation must be built up and time taken to warm up the body and the mind if you really want to boost your chances of experiencing orgasm and pleasure. Just remember though that you can still have great sex without orgasms. This could There are some people who have issues with orgasming. This is called preorgasmia and is also known as anorgasmia. Even when a person is fully sexually aroused and enjoying adequate and appropriate sexual stimulation, these orgasming problems frequently arise. Anorgasmia is particularly common in women who frequently express a need for more stimulation and arousal, and this is undoubtedly connected to their inability to orgasm. Although the strength of orgasms might vary, it is thought that the problem when they completely disappear is because it causes such extreme upset. Orgasmic dysfunction may affect around 11 to 41% of women, according to recent studies. Preorgasmia is something that I encounter frequently in my sex therapy freedom practice. I've discovered that removing the focus on orgasms as the only measure of good sex can be really beneficial. Many people are unable to orgasm due to behaviours that stem from emotions of guilt or an inability to let go, often the fear of losing control. Orgasms alone, however, do not constitute everything. Without orgasms, it is totally possible to have amazing sex instead of stressing over being perfect sexual beings. Let's just enjoy the amazing and fulfilling experience that sex can be. It's not about getting there, but it is about the journey. Thank you very much for watching. Bye for now.